You got to think about how Freddy. We can't say he's a bad guy because
he's a child molester.
He did his shit. But we got a town of people that will burn you. It will burn you, dude, and they will keep it secret.
Welcome to the Fourth Act, our entertainment podcast where every Friday we discuss a topic in TV, movies, video games, and more. My name is Gabe, and I'm joined once again with Big Brother Augie.
What you got me?
And today is Friday the 13th, so naturally we're going to go ahead and do another entry into our Versus series. Now, normally we, recommend each other movies that we haven't seen before. This is a little bit different. We just wanted to do something special for Friday the 13th, so we're doing Friday the 13th versus A Nightmare on Elm Street, specifically Friday the 13th Part 4. And there's going to be a reason for that. I'll explain it to you as we get into it. Go ahead and help us get to 100 subscribers. We are so close. We're at 91 as of this recording. We're probably going to be a little bit closer by the time this drops, hopefully. So go ahead, subscribe, like, share, all that stuff. Brother, are you ready?
Yeah.
A carefree lakeside vacation is interrupted by the reemergence of killer Jason Voorhees. After he escapes from a morgue, leaving bodies in his wake, Jason travels to Camp Crystal Lake where a group of friends are staying. The teens meet some locals, Tommy and Trish, as well as secretive hiker Rob. As the group of teenagers engages in drunken debauchery, their numbers begin to dwindle and pieces of the past resurface. This is the first time you've seen it, right?
Yeah.
Like, none of this is familiar to you at all?
No, don't. Well, like I said, the only Jason ones I seen were like Jason X, Freddy vs. Jason.
Like that newer era.
Yeah, there's another one.
Well, they did like the remake in 2011, 10, something like that.
Yeah. That's why I was saying that it should have been more. I guess you still could do it. Jason versus Michael Myers. They're both masked. There's a reason why they're more similar.
But Freddy and Jason just naturally.
Well, they were the only ones who did it. They actually went through with it.
Maybe that's why, because we grew up with Freddy versus Jason. So I think just naturally we pair those together.
Yeah.
But like Michael Myers is more human. Like these two guys.
Well, Jason too. Jason's pretty human until later on. But
right. Later on, he turns into like zombie Jason. And I was kind of wondering which one I should recommend you, but I guess we get into it now. I recommended you Part 4 because he doesn't even like turn into Jason, like the hockey mask, the machete, all that stuff until 3.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say the end of this one.
He's not even the killer in the first one. It's his mom. The second one, he's wearing like the bag over his head. You probably remember from the video game. Third one,
when they were recapping it in this one,
right?
Like you said, I was like, oh shit. I was like,
third one is him actually becoming Jason, and then they like kill him at the end. They always kill Jason at the end. And then this one was pitched as the final one, the final chapter. And it's kind of just like a nice summary in the beginning, just teaching you about him. That's why I recommended this one to you. But what'd you think about it?
I liked it. I liked for what it is, the old film.
Oh, yeah. It's cheesy as hell. I didn't see the year, actually.
Like, they're more practical. Well, I don't want to compare them already, but they're more practical than Freddy is. Freddy's more like, I guess it's practical too, but.
Yeah, the first one, for sure. Later on, it gets crazy.
I guess he uses CGI, but then when they die, it's practical. But Jason, it's like they switch it with the doll real quick, and then they just stick. So I liked how it was like
a lot of makeup work in Friday the 13th.
Yeah, it was like old, and then it was real like what would you say? Not gory. It was
gory for its time. Nowadays, gore is guts everywhere and throw up and all that stuff.
Yeah, like I forgot what he does. He stabs. What's he? Oh, he stabs the guy in his hand, and then
corkscrew. Yeah,
and then he turns, and then boom.
Where's the corkscrew?
Ted, hey Ted, where the hell's the corkscrew?
He turns, and then boom, right away, just in his face. It's just how they made it look. Like it looked kind of realistic, but at the same time, not. That's why I was saying that the CGI movies suck now. Like,
there's a goofiness to it. Like you got to remember too that these movies were the ones that like established these things. Like this one wasn't so much summer camp, but like out in the woods and like if you have sex, you die after. Like just stuff like that. Like these are
right after.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I like that's.
You know why? I figured out now because you're not ready. This dude was
not ready.
One guy was in his boxes. The other guy was naked.
That's the one dude, your boy, freaking what's his name, Crispin Glover, the corkscrew guy. as soon as he, I mean, we could assume he was a virgin. I don't know if they said that or not, but as soon as he
made
gets,
it seem like it, huh? Because he was like, "You're
a dead fuck." He kept calling him that.
He said, like, he made him seem like a nerd the way he was telling him.
And then as soon as he got laid, after he goes downstairs, corkscrew in the hand, machete in the face.
Ask for the corkscrew, you got it.
But like, what did you? Just generally, I know you said you liked it, but
well, it's because I guess we're not doing story, so I could talk about it now. Like, we're not doing better story, right?
I mean, that was going to be one of the elements, but we could take it off. I was thinking about also judging it by effects.
All right, because we could go by effects, because I'll say this one really, it's not fair, because this one really doesn't have a story. Well, it does, but it's like,
but not really.
Yeah, he's just like out there, just like, why is he killing to get? I know he just kills people, but it's like he's just on his way over there, just wherever, like, because he killed that fat girl. I was like, I remember that fat girl from the game right there, or at least I think she
might be,
or her clothes maybe.
The like hippie girl.
Yeah, and I remember
she didn't even have a line.
This is what I noticed. I think in the game, are some of them wearing that kid's Halloween mask?
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if that was like a thing you could unlock in there or buy or whatever. But
that kid's alien mask, I want it in the beginning when he's playing with it. I want that shit.
It's weird because, like you're saying, there's not much of a story, but there's lore. So you're expected to know some Jason stuff, which is why they, like, in the beginning. And just a little spoiler for you: every Friday the 13th movie has, at least like the early ones, have that little catch up sequence. Yeah, like they are supposed to be right after each other. But they never make any sense. Like they don't add up. Like the timelines are all screwed up. Like they're trying to make a story out of it, and I don't think people were so obsessed with story and continuity back then. So I think everybody just let it slide.
He just looks cooler.
What, Jason?
Yeah.
like today, you mean?
Well, just him with the hockey mask, and like he looks cooler. But literally, like I said, Michael Myers has the same outfit, different mask.
Well, no.
Well, Jason started wearing more, like, he became a lumberjack and shit. Like cabin clothes, I guess you could say.
The whole thing why like Friday the 13th was even made was because like they wanted their version of Halloween. Like they wanted to annualize it and make it a thing.
So Halloween was first?
Halloween was first, yeah. Halloween's in the 70s. The first one is. I think it's like 79 or something.
This one ends like in 84, and I think Freddy starts in 84.
Okay, I didn't look that up. I didn't look up the years.
I think Freddy starts in 84 or 85. One of those shits. Maybe that's why they fight each other. He's like the next one coming up.
Now, normally we do go into the story, but like you said, there's not much of a story. There is. Like, they try to put something together at the end. But I say let's just get into like the stuff that we liked right off the bat. And I also got some questions for you. And so we're not going to rank the kills and all. We can talk about the kills. We're not going to like rank them against each other until the very end. Yeah. But one of the most iconic scenes in here is, what do you think about those dance moves from your boy, from Crispin? Is it Crispin?
Oh, huh. Yeah.
The dad from Back to the Future.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like,
when he put on the music and he started
back then and shit, I was say, you know what? I was after seeing him dance, I was like, freaking, it's the 80s all over again. It's TikTok.
I couldn't tell because they were like laughing at him too. I couldn't tell if that was supposed to be good dancing or if he is dancing like an asshole just to make the girl laugh or something. I don't know.
I guess there's two ways to look at it. He could be dancing like he doesn't know how to dance, or maybe he was dancing but too crazy, and then he's like, "Hey, you got to dance to this," because he put slow music on after.
Well, there's a little like plot line with like the boyfriend there's so many characters in here. By the way, we're just gonna describe them. Like, forget their names.
Yeah,
I don't care about their names. There's too many.
Also, these bastards were dying like left and right too. They like I said, the fat girl. They introduced her and then. Whoosh.
Well, she's not even a character. Like, she's not. You brought her up twice already. She's not even a real character.
Well, that was the first. Well, no, I lied.
It's
like the third because he kills the doctor.
Well, I guess let's. That's how we can structure this. Is just in order of the kills. Yeah. So yeah, we start off and then we got the little recap. So did that actually help you? Like you were just like you weren't lost. You were caught up and you understood everything.
Well, I kind of knew some of the stuff because I remember when you watched them, you were telling me about them.
Right.
So you were like, "Oh, Jason's mom was this one," and all this stuff. So I was like, I just remembered some of that. But then it recapping, and then plus the game kind of helped me.
I thought that the game would help you a lot. Yeah. Did you also notice?
And it's actually bullshit that game went out because
We were just talking about that on last week's episode. Go check out our horror game episode.
Like, I was like, nah, never mind. Yeah, because if they had a game that detailed with each character, like in each movie like that, because they have a new set of people almost like every.
Oh yeah.
So it's like
they're just fresh meat.
Yeah, they had people that detailed. They had the game and all this shit's established. All you need is the servers. You can like Shark Tank for some money or some shit, or sell the freaking.
I don't know. I don't understand why. Like, I don't understand how expensive games are, like to keep them up running and everything. But anyway,
obviously not that much because freaking what's that one game?
Studios are shutting down left and right, man. Games are shutting down too.
You know what will never reach the end of a game? No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky. You want to bring that up right now?
No, I'm just saying like.
But like that's not even relevant. When was the last time we heard about No Man's Sky?
I'm just talking about where do they get the money for the servers for that shit? How's it lasting? Anyways, that's bullshit that game went out because it's like after watching this movie and then seeing the recap and then like seeing the other Jasons
makes you
like,
want to play, huh?
Well, yeah, but then also I thought it was dumb because it's like, well, this is why we have all the skins. It makes sense. I thought they were just throwing shit at us, like just like, oh, here's Jason with this mask. Or,
you mean the movie game actually has movie stuff in it?
Yeah, it actually it was actually
except that purple suit. There's a purple suit in the game, and
then I guess if you know the movies that well, they had the damn campsites.
That's what I was going to mention to you. In the recap, did you notice like the maps that we used to play on were actually
like when they were all in the cabins in the beginning when the kid was looking at the I don't know. Are they teenagers? They seem like they were a little older, like college.
I think, yeah,
like college.
Yeah, I think it's like right after high school, maybe.
You know what, too? These freaking perverts, dude. These old killers are perverts, dude. All the new killers are demons and spirits.
That's the thing. Is Jason in this movie is kind of like a perv, right? Like he's kind of like getting on top of them. Like it comes off that way. I don't know if he's actually trying to like rape them or.
They said we got to make this a little sexy, but then scary.
A little sexy.
I don't want to jump into Freddy already, but every person Freddy jumped on, he's like, "Let me roll with your ass."
Well, that's his thing. Like Freddy is a molester, a rapist. Like that is his thing.
Huh?
Where do you want to go?
I was gonna say Patreon. That's what Patreon's for.
What?
For that snippet. Right there, all crazy.
Yeah. We don't want to put that on YouTube.
But yeah, when they were all in that cabin area, I felt like I knew where that was in that game. Like when we would jump from one house to the next one and then to the next one, I was like, that's where they were at right there in that little area.
I figured you'd like this movie because of your knowledge of the game. But back to this. So he does come back to life or whatever. Maybe he was like technically dead. He's still not
like
zombie.
Knocked out or something.
Yeah. He's still not zombie Jason yet.
How do you even get there?
What do you mean?
How do you get all knocked out and shit? Because they're like, oh, there's like 10 people dead.
That's the end of the.
This time they got him.
I don't remember everything that happened at the end of the third one. I know that there's like a biker gang and all this stuff. I don't remember. Like I thought somebody survived in the third one, but I guess I don't remember that.
It seemed like all of them died, huh? That's like all of them died and then he died.
I do remember him being like chained, like choked with a chain, but then I think he gets up after that. So I don't know.
One last kill.
Oh. Yeah. But yeah, so he goes to the hospital. They take him to the hospital or like the morgue because he's dead. The morgue in the hospital, right? And then like they have like this like doctor, this very like weird and creepy doctor, but like the nurse likes him anyway. Like they're trying to hook up or whatever, and then Jason pops up. First kill we get is with a saw. Yeah. He like saws the doctor's neck. Those are whatever. And then he like chokes the nurse or like pops her head or something.
I think he chokes her. Like he lifts her and just chokes her out.
Yeah. And then he goes back to the camp? Is that what happens?
Well, he's on his way back to the camp. That's why I was like, but it's the same camp, right? It's
Camp Crystal Lake?
Yeah, like he's not going to other camps, right?
I don't think so.
It's just different locations. Obviously, a camp is freaking huge.
I'm trying to remember. No, I don't remember because I don't know if what you're saying is true. I don't know if he's on the way to Camp Crystal Lake and then he takes like a little detour here.
Yeah. Because
we also have the biggest plot line here, the one that connects to the other movies, is that we run into a guy like halfway through the movie that's kind of a stranger. They kind of set him up like he's.
I thought he was the guy from the game with the shotgun.
Oh, who?
Well, I thought it was Tommy.
Tommy's the kid. Yeah. And we'll get into Tommy the kid later. But yeah, we run into this guy who's like out to.
Good Jason.
He's out to kill Jason because Jason killed his sister in part 1, and you probably think like, oh, that's some important thing. No, it comes completely out of left
I thought
field.
he was going to be the savior because, like I said, the game he's wearing almost the same outfit.
Right.
So I was like, oh shit! I was like
It's like a flannel.
I was like, this is the dude. I was like, this is the dude.
And then
that
he gets
comes.
murdered. He probably has like the craziest, most realistic murder.
No, but also the worst one.
What's up?
This dude's like there. Oh my god, he's killing me! Run! He's killing me!
He's killing me.
I was like, oh my god! Dude. I was like, there was
Yeah.
way more people. Like this dude could have at least.
There's something that
as
felt
many-
real about it.
As many hits as he took, he got killed with a garden hoe, like a freaking rake.
Yeah.
That was poking him, and
What happened on that scene? I don't know if my TV was just
it was
dark.
dark as shit. Yeah,
Right?
I don't know how he got down there. I was watching
Well,
TV.
he went down, and then like all of a sudden, like Jason just like attacked him.
Yeah, it's like, and
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
And then they were struggling down there, and then you just see him like getting stabbed.
Oh my god, he's killing me! And then what's her name?
He's actually killing me.
He died.
I didn't think he was actually about it, but
Yeah, he thought because he killed his sister, he's
Yeah.
like, this is my redemption. And that's why I thought he was the video game guy. And when he was dying, I was like,
like,
what the hell? I
man,
was
he's
like-
not my
I was
protagonist.
like, the kid's name is Tommy. I was like, and then there's a shitload of movies. So
yeah. He comes up in like 3 movies.
So he's the same thing. Tommy is the equivalent to freaking what's her name?
What movie?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, Laurie Strode.
Yeah. And then there's-
Kind of, yeah. They try to make. I'm telling you, they try to make a story out of it. They keep recasting people. The ages change. They fluctuate. So it doesn't matter. It's
I wouldn't
about
be
fun.
surprised. I'll give you this. I wouldn't be surprised if Jason is a turned down Michael Myers script, or even a rough
don't
draft
think
or
so.
some shit like that.
I think because I'd seen a video the other day about the story of it, about like how the writer or director, I'm not too sure which one, but he was saying like I want to make like a Halloween, right? Like I want my Michael Myers, like or something like I want as long as I have a movie called Friday the 13th, like I'm good or
Yeah.
something like that. In other words, it was just all marketing.
So
It's not even about making a good movie. It's about getting butts in seats.
was Friday. Was Friday the 13th? That's a thing before the movie, right?
I don't know, like the whole like
Black
bad
Cats,
luck, yeah.
yeah, Black Cats and all that. 'Cause I was thinking about it. I was like, was it? Because this shit goes back too, right? Because the fourth one is in '84, so you can imagine even if we gave them,
They were annualized, yeah. So if I had to guess, the first one was 80.
So I was like, oh shit. I was like, but
I'm sure Friday the 13th didn't make that. Like if I had to, I'm not sure, but if I had to guess, yeah, I think that concept was a thing before the movie.
I was thinking like you said, bad luck, Black Cats, like all that shit, like
Spooky stuff.
Yeah, scary stuff happens on Friday the 13th. Like,
Okay, so we don't have to go through the whole thing, every kill and set it up, everything. Do you have a favorite kill? Because I'll tell you mine. While you think about it, I'll tell you mine because it was just funny.
the
yeah,
freaking harpoon guy.
the harpoon guy, the one who gets stabbed in the dick?
Yeah, and then for no reason, he's already harpooned.
Yeah, so he stabs him and he lifts him up in
So-
the lake.
Yeah, so what does it do? Does it launch him off of it, or they didn't even do anything? He just,
Didn't do nothing. Well, what happens is then he shoots. Like he stabs him in the dick and then picks him up and then he like shoots it, but it doesn't do nothing.
and then-
See, Jason 2 movies after this, that would have happened. He would have shot and he would have flew or
Would've went
something.
through him, yeah.
They get more campy.
sleeping bags.
Yeah, yeah. And Jason X or when they're smacking them against each other.
No, but probably the best one was the corkscrew one. Because, like I said, that one looked realistic. Like, because he stabbed him and then, like.
Where's the corkscrew?
Again, he clicked it. Yeah, he stabs his hand and then he turns and right before he says anything, he puts like a hatchet or some shit. Or
I think it's a machete. I think he has a machete
he
at
has
this
it by
point.
that point.
I think so.
And then
He slices him in the face.
The only thing that stupid guy did that's dying downstairs is give him his weapons and shit. He gave him his machete.
Yeah,
he gave him, like,
that's true. That's when he gets it.
So it's like, other than that, he was like just grabbing shit and just
You
grabbing.
know what?
those
No,
sharp
you know what
things.
he was doing? The 2 things he loved doing in this movie: breaking windows and doors down.
That's what I was gonna say. If there was a window, you're getting thrown through it.
Well, okay, well, I'll even go back a little further.
So much that even the dog freaking is the dog dead? This is one thing I didn't.
No,
confirm.
the dog booked it. He's out.
I saw the dog jump out of the window, and I don't know if it's because I saw it on a fire stick or what. Because I felt like it would kill somebody, and I was like, "Well, what happened?" Like,
It's just bad editing.
it's just a movie, right?
Right.
So okay, I saw the dog jump out the window, and I was like, "Is it dead?"
Everybody's breaking out windows in this movie. You're either getting thrown through a window, or you're going by choice through a window.
Because the only person they shown get thrown out of a window and live was that girl, and she fell all perfect and shit.
The last girl?
Yeah, she felt like Marilyn Monroe and shit.
She what does that mean? That's just what came into your mind?
No, there's a whole conspiracy about that, but that's a whole nother thing. We could leave that. We could leave that on out.
She doesn't get thrown through. She jumps out, and then she like falls perfectly down. The dog goes up the house and voluntarily jumps out the window. That's supposed to be like, that's how scared he was. The dog jumped out the window. We don't see a body or anything, so I don't think the dog died, but we don't see him again. And then 2 people get thrown through windows. A dead body gets thrown through the window.
Through a window and a wall or some shit. Like.
And then somebody else gets thrown. Oh, that's what I was going to mention. My favorite kill, because it made me laugh, was the second twin that dies. We see the first twin die in like the lightning strikes, and then we see it the shadow.
That one was pretty bad.
That was cool, yeah.
Then he sticks her on the wall.
And then the second twin, he just gets on the second floor somehow on the window, reaches in, grabs her, and then throws her out. And she's in slow motion. She lands on the car. Oh. Boom. That was funny.
Yeah, they loved slow motion back then too, dude.
Oh yeah.
For some reason, I thought slow motion was like the Matrix. Like they defined that shit.
I mean, they like mastered it. Then everybody started doing it.
It's like auto-tune. Auto-tune's out, and then...
Well, they did slow motion, but like what the Matrix did was like have all these cameras around them. That's why it moves in slow motion. You know, it's not just a shot. Oh shit! They're doing it. They're really doing it.
The first time they seen that shit, they're like,
"That's why that first Matrix is so big." Okay.
That was the Thanos freaking...
That was actually one of my moments that I was going to put right here is Gordon. That was the name of the dog. Gordon jumps out the window.
Yeah, I was going to say that shit. I was like, everybody went through a window, dude. I was like... But on mine, it didn't show the dog land or take off or anything.
No, he just jumps through.
Yeah, he just jumped through, and then I was like... And it switched, so I was like, so did he die? I was like, is it that? That's how scared... Like that, like he was just like...
That's all it was for, to show you how scared the dog was.
It's like, they could easily kill the dog and be like, ugh. But I was going to be like, oh shit, maybe... They just said he jumped out the window. He jumped out.
Yeah, we got to write Gordon out of this plot somehow.
he just took off. If anything, so yeah. So him and I was thinking the little kid was gonna turn into to Jason.
Die.
Because then it's that was another cheesy part too.
Well, let's get into that scene then.
This dude must be mushy as shit. Because
what do you mean? What are you talking about?
Or his freaking blade is sharp as shit. He went halfway through his head.
Oh, yeah.
The little kid.
The kid hits Jason in the head with the machete.
Halfway through, and then this guy slides.
Well, it's a machete, man.
I want to laugh about it. When he starts sliding down, he's all moving his lips. Like, it's like, it looks funny as hell. It's like,
yeah, they wanted to make it look real. Like, it wasn't just like a dummy. Yeah, it's an animatronic, and you see like the face moving after.
That shit's freaking... And then he still was alive. And then we got your scene.
Well, that's the thing. Again, we're on the 4th Friday the 13th movie, so you should know that Jason isn't dead. We're all expecting him to come up, so it's kind of cool that the kid takes the initiative. Yeah, he gets the machete.
I realized that this buff ass dude, like lumberjack dude, came. Oh my god, I'm dying. And then this dude that makes mask on the side, it's just a side thing.
Really good, like Hollywood styled mask.
Hollywood style mask makes these shits. I thought he was gonna go put one on. I was like, why is he shaving his head or some shit? He's like trying to. I thought he was gonna get his mask and put it on.
So he's reading all the newspaper clippings first, and you can assume that he like put it together. It's like, I have an idea, but it's such a jump in logic where it's just like, oh, I'm just finding out about this Jason guy. I'm going to shave my head. I'm going to confuse him.
Yeah.
All while his like sister's screaming for help or screaming for him to leave. She's like, you're not supposed to be here, whatever.
Jason's a big old dummy, dude.
Yeah, they go up and down on like what they want Jason to be throughout the saga. And so eventually they land on like the zombie Jason that's like... Well, even then they go to a Jason that like switches bodies. And then they go into Jason X where he's in space, so... They run out of ideas quick. And so does Nightmare, by the way. But we're wrapping up here on Friday the 13th.
That's true.
Anything else you want to mention? or final thoughts? Would you watch it again? Or are you now interested in watching more?
Well, I'll watch the other ones. Like I said, I like the way that it's practical. Like, you could see all the kills and all that. Like, it looks better, I think. Because, like I said, you can't get scared off the CGI ones. They're good. But since Paranormal, it's like, what is there? Like, all the CGI ones, you're copying the same shit.
I love how you hold Paranormal Activity to, like, such a high standard.
Yeah, well, they did it. They did it first. Well, maybe not first, but they did it.
They started that trend
on
again.
the mainstream. They did it mainstream. And then
with the low budget, too.
That low audio shit that they do that's like on the Mac computers, you could turn on like a super sensitive thing, I want to say, and it picks up your voice crazy, or like even sounds around. Like it can get like the wind and like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I guess if you're
so you're saying like that white noise kind of.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, you could turn it on and off like that. So I feel like they turn it on when the night's about to happen, and then you're like, oh shit, and then so that was the first one where you're like, what's gonna happen? But like I said, they ruined it by making a bunch of movies and by showing his ass. We should have never seen what it was or what.
Well, by then, again, they're just trying to get butts and seats, and it's already like the 6th or 7th Paranormal Activity.
Even then, it was like they made it into a goat dude with like a bunch of eyes. It's like
it was better when you didn't see it.
I was thinking it's like a kid from like the 1800s or even further, like the 1300s, like in like cheap clothes. You know what I mean? Like poor clothes.
That was your interpretation of Paranormal?
Well, it was when they started talking about it. It was an ancient freaking thing of like witches and shit. So I was like, oh shit! Like,
I pictured it was like a demon, but I didn't know what it was. I didn't want to know what it looked like. You know.
After it was like, okay, it's a demon. It's a freaking whoever they're worshiping. Because then we got way into it, like the Mexican one and all that shit.
That one's funny. Is not. I don't know if that's a compliment for a horror movie, but that one's trying to be funny, and it is funny. So.
We should watch the Paranormal ones, dude. That should be
next year. We'll watch them all and we'll review them.
Because I can literally, I remember.
We'll rank them. You don't know them like that.
The first one is the first one. The second
That's
one.
True.
The
second one is the second one, and the third one is the third one.
Are you stupid? I'm crazy. The second one is the sister. The prequel sequel.
Okay.
And then the third one is the mom.
Mom and we see both sisters. That's to me when it should have ended after the third one.
Yeah, that would have been good right there. It was okay to add the fourth one, which is the Mexican one.
No,
it's not. That's
the fourth one.
That's the fifth one.
The fourth one, we go to somebody who lives like across the street, and it's like the blonde hair girl.
Is that the freaking little kid, Toby? With Toby?
Yeah.
That one, okay, that one's cool to add.
Look how excited you're getting.
It's because the storyline is cool until they show him it's stupid.
I think it got dumb way before that.
No, it's dumb. Even when you have the witches, the Mexican witches landing on cars and shit. Like
that was funny. I genuinely think that was supposed to be funny. Because is that a numbered one or is that a sequel?
That's called Paranormal something.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a sequel. I meant a spinoff. Yeah, like is that one of the first spinoff ones?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because it's like I said, it's
what
the Mexican
is it called?
lady.
I don't want to look it up. We can easily look it up, but all right. But then there is a fifth one too, right?
Yeah.
You see, you said you know them all.
No, the fourth one is your Toby one.
Right.
The fifth one is the Mexican one.
Okay, so you think it's Paranormal Activity 5 :
Yeah, it's called
The Dark Book
or
something like that.
Activity, and then it's called something.
Yeah.
But that one's cool to add because it was showing the Mexican lady that babysat them and all this shit. So it's like, okay, now I like how they put it together. They gave us little pieces, and then like when the sister showed up in the other movie, and you're like, but it was normal, like no one was affected. So you're like, oh shit, like in 2 months you're about to turn into a demon and shit. Like,
do you think you'll still be scared of them if you watch them?
Nah. The scariest ones are the unedited ones. Like you have to look those up.
The unedited ones?
The ones where
I didn't even
we saw all 3 endings. Remember? There's one. Ending.
I remember the first one had different endings.
The original one, the one that comes out in the movie.
Right.
She yells. He goes down there. He dies, and then that's it. Then they made another one where she brings him up. She throws him at the camera, and then she like walks up to it. The third one is she brings him up, throws him at the camera, and she's waiting there, and the police come in and shoot her. That's the third one. There's 3 different endings.
I bet you that third one was the one that they wanted to do, and then they realized like, oh, we can make a sequel out of this. Let's keep her alive.
But the second one, that's the scariest one because she throws him at the thing, and then she's standing there for a while, and then she just leaves. So you're like, oh shit! Like you just hear the fact you see her come up from the stairs, you see that shadow and shit like that. Like that shit's scary like that. But that's like the only movie that can go like that. These old movies are all practical. That's what I like about them. So that's why I was like, I would watch it again to see how they kill them on the other ones because they need to go back. I'll go back and make it. I'm
surprised there's not another Friday the 13th. Like the last one was like in 2010 or whatever, the one we were talking about. But me and George were mentioning on our video game podcast once again last week. Last week it came out. Go check it out. Our horror game one. We were talking about how like the Friday the 13th IP is like a complicated situation. Like people don't know like where the rights are, who owns
That's what I was gonna say because they were saying because of have you ever seen those shirts of Tupac and all that? Like, have you seen them?
I mean, I've seen. I think.
Well, it's because
I've seen some shirts with Tupac on them. That's for sure.
Like his family doesn't own the rights or whatever to it, so that's why you see it.
There's like licensed Tupac shirts or what?
I don't know what they are, but just like you know how you go to swap meet and you see them and all.
But those are the reason why they're at the swap meet is because they're just printed. You know, like
that's why. But they don't get any cease and desist.
Okay.
Because the families don't really, they're like spread out so much. So like you won't see a Drake shirt because he'll probably eventually if it hits a certain amount, he's gonna be like, hey, you guys
that's enough. That's my face.
Like you need to stop freaking. So
that happened
Friday
the 13th.
I'll say Freddy vs. Jason. Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, same thing. Because like how you're saying, like their IPs are everywhere. Like T-shirts, freaking. You go to Tilly's. Not Tilly's. You go to
Hot
Spencer's, Hot Topic. Shitload of like all of it.
Well, somebody's making money off that. Like that is officially licensed. But
WB, right? Or what is it? Universal?
I think I think I'm not too sure.
One of those bastards.
Now they are gonna make a Camp Crystal Lake show. But that's weird because like they can make it because they own the rights to young Jason, but not adult Jason. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like even the same character.
That's why I thought they're different.
Yeah, maybe, or maybe it starts that way. I don't know. Because what are we gonna do? We're gonna just have a whole story about him being the main character.
I wanted so much shit practical that we need to make a movie. Star Wars, the beginning, just called The Force. Right when it started.
They're making a movie about the origin of the Force.
I can make 3 movies. Like I'm just thought of this right now. It just hit me. The first movie is the Force. They figured it out. The second movie we'll call it the Jedi. That's when everything's good. Then the Sith, and that's when the wars start happening. They could put it.
Oh, it's that easy, yeah.
No, I'm not the writer. I just gave them the idea. The writers are gonna write. Bastards are back. It's time to freaking go.
I think the writers are back, but not the actors.
Crazy, huh?
There's different.
I was really saying that. I was like, the actors were like, you know what? Let's back up the writers, and the writers are like, we got a deal. They're like the Chargers. They took off quick.
The Chargers? The Chargers.
As soon as we offered them stadium, they're like, we'll go. They left the Raiders alone. It's kind of messed up. So same thing. The writers are like, you know what? We got our deal. We got to write. So they're out of here, and the actors are like, hey, dude, like
sorry.
What about us?
We got our money.
Like, there'll be another actor. Believe me. It
sounds like broken here.
Crazy. But yeah, like I was saying, I like the practical shit of the old movies, of the horror movies.
Right.
That's my problem with the new ones, and why I compare them. And
it could still be done.
And then what makes me mad about all these new ones is that they always have to make them a demon, and it's like that's just not scary. I'd rather not. My imagination would be scarier than
tell it to the market. The whole reason why there's so many slashers back then is because that's what was selling. And then we got into like the Ghost Girl era with The Ring and The Grudge and all that. And then we got into the found footage. And now we're back to, demons and exorcism and all that stuff's always been there. But you're right. Like that's like all we get now.
That's some bullshit though. Cause it's like,
well, what's next? What are we going to do? Zombies.
Back to practical. They can still keep their demons.
That's what I'm saying.
It's stupid when the demon lifts them and stretches them. Like, it's like, okay. It's like
I'm not scared anymore.
That's what he's gonna rip me in half. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna like the other ones like Freddy. Like we'll get into that one, but he messes with you to get to you. Jason, it's like he's like I'm coming. Like he's like straight freaking boom. And then Michael Myers, if you turn on him, you don't know where he's at. He's gone. He's already
teleports.
Yeah, he's like in front of you. So it's like everybody has their little thing, but then you just rip me in half or you eat me or some shit or bend me. It's like.
That's not fair.
The other ones were scarier because you'll be running and you're like, I'm about to get away, and he'll cuts your freaking ankle, and now you're all, ugh. So it's like those are crazier,
right?
Like I said, it's practical.
Yeah, Jason doesn't really do that. Like he's not like the slow death.
He'll bust through that shit. Dude.
Now Freddy, he plays with you. So I think now we should transition into Nightmare on Elm Street.
Christmas! Holy Jesus, goddamn! Holy Jesus, jumping Christmas shit!
In Wes Craven's classic slasher film, several Midwestern teenagers fall prey to Freddy Krueger, a disfigured midnight mangler who preys on teenagers in their dreams, which in turn kills them in reality. After investigating the phenomenon, Nancy begins to suspect that a dark secret kept by her and her friend's parents may be the key to unraveling the mystery. But can Nancy and her boyfriend Glenn solve the puzzle before it's too late? This one is the one that's filled with so many iconic moments. Like, I thought Freddy... Or just Nightmare on Elm Street. I thought like all the moments that I saw from pop culture were just spread out. Yeah. But no, they're all in this one.
I thought it was part 1 and 2. I just didn't know which one it was.
Right.
But it was 1, and then I just saw the clips of 2 again, and I was like, oh, okay. But the Freddy ones, I feel like I've seen more of. I don't know why. I just feel like maybe they're on TV and shit, but just like the moments like that.
So this was my second time seeing this. I actually seen this movie last year for the first time. And I was actually surprised it's actually pretty scary. Because I thought it was the Freddy that I knew, which is always like cracking jokes. Welcome to your nightmare, bitch, and all that.
I'm your boyfriend now.
I'm your boyfriend now, and all that stuff. Like, and seeing him like as a worm. Like, I've seen like clips of Freddy. But this one is actually genuinely scary. And at first it kind of feels like an exorcism, like possession, like demon possession movie with that first kill. That first kill is genuinely creepy.
Because it just starts and you're already in it. Like
well, at first we see like you're saying, the movie starts and then we see one of the girls, I'm forgetting her name, Tina. We see Tina and she's already in the dream. We don't know what's going on unless you already know who Freddy Krueger is, but I'm looking at it in the lens of like, if
brand new movie,
we're at the theater, we're watching it.
Oh shit!
It opens up with him making his glove. First of all, that's pretty freaking cool.
That's what I thought was badass. So I was like,
and then we right away go to the dream, and she wakes up in a panic, and then like the crucifix is behind her. Just a cool ass shot. And then she goes to high school. We see the group of friends that we're gonna be with for the whole movie. It's only 4.
Yeah,
you would think that it'd be like 8 or something, especially coming off of like Friday the 13th, where there's like 10 people dying.
You gotta focus it.
Yeah, it's very much focused. And then we get to the point where we get to the first kill. And she's sleeping with her boyfriend or whatever. I don't know what he is to her, but they just had sex and then they're sleeping. All the friends are over there because she was having trouble sleeping. And then they all had the same dream, like it's kind of weird, whatever. They all sleep in the same house. And then she is in there, obviously. Freddy's doing his thing, and then he's like on top of her underneath the blanket.
Yeah,
and then
it's almost like he's like tickling her, but like
he's tickling. I guess that's one way to word it.
She's just scared, but he's in there like because he could have easily killed her already. Like so, it's like he messes with you and
he messes with you for sure for a little bit.
But like you said, like he's like a little pervert, so who knows? Maybe he's trying to lift her shirt or some shit.
That's the thing. I think that's what freaked me out.
Her back.
Yeah,
he scratches her back.
I think that's what freaked me out about it. It's just like, is he like raping her right now, or is it because like she's like, I don't want to like do the movement or anything, but her body's going like up and down, and like she's like fighting. It looks like she's fighting off like a rapist, but you can't see nothing. Yeah, because like we see what she's seeing, and then like we'll see Freddy underneath the blanket, and then we'll see from the boyfriend's perspective because now he's watching it, and then he picks up the blanket and like nobody's there, and then even then, all right, like that's a little freaky, like my girlfriend's freaking out right here, but then she starts bleeding and everything, and then she starts like floating like up the wall. She's like floating like in the air too, but she's like going against the wall, and like blood is like flying all over. You see her get cut, and just the idea of that, like. I remember watching The Exorcist, like a little clip. I've never seen the full Exorcist movie, but just like the clip of her going up and down. Like it's looking like she's like having a seizure or something. But it's happening in daytime and everybody's in the room watching her. And just the idea of like something happening to you.
Like, oh, shit.
And nobody can do anything about it. So like this girl's like screaming and everything and he's watching. He can't do anything about it. She's on the ceiling getting cut. already sets the tone. Like, oh shit, they're in trouble.
Then like pops and she hits the. That's why did she like hit something when she hits the bed or something? Because she like pops like.
I don't know.
Maybe it was like the final stab or some shit.
The practical effects on this movie get crazy.
Oh hell yeah! So I was like
with Johnny Depp's death.
Oh hell yeah!
And again,
that room must have been upside down.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I think they just made it upside down, but they put a shitload of blood in there.
Yeah, because it's like what, like 6 inches or some shit of just.
You know what? It might just be a miniature. It could be a little miniature, and they just dumped their shitload
upside down.
Yeah, because it comes so strong. Like, well, if you guys don't know, Johnny Depp's death is like the most iconic one. He just gets sucked into the bed,
it just recently happened,
and then blood just shoots out. Were you making a joke about Amber Heard? Is that what that was? She shits on the bed.
It came back to him. But
him in beds,
yeah, just
him in beds are not good.
Johnny, stay off a goddamn bed.
So, what did you like about this movie?
Well, like that, like I like how it's actually like a little like thriller and shit. It's his first damn movie.
Johnny?
No.
Freddy?
Freddy, yeah. Talking about back to Freddy. And I like that he had like his own shit. Like nobody else gets you in your nightmares. Like what gets you like probably.
And there's no explanation for that. It's kind of like,
yeah,
just this is what's happening.
Yeah, it's like, and it's so weird because like that, like they said he was molesting kids or whatever, killing them and shit. And then there was a wrong date or something, and then he got out of court.
Right. So he definitely did it.
That's all I was saying. Not proven, but I was.
But through the movie, yes.
Yeah, you could tell. He freaking.
He did that shit.
So then the parents get mad, and then they burn his ass. In a. I always wondered
why
the
boiler room. Yeah.
Yeah, I always wonder why he was like. I was like, this is where he lived, or what? I was like,
that's just where he would take kids to kill them.
Yeah, probably worked there or some shit. So then, yeah, that's where I was like, oh shit. So then it still doesn't explain why
he has dream powers.
Why he has dream powers.
But that's the thing, like, you don't need to. This movie's an hour and a half shorter. If you take off credits, you're in, you're out. I don't care. At least I don't. I don't need it explained of how he met this dream demon or something. I don't care.
That's one thing I thought, because when he's chasing one of the girls, he like cuts her, and then all of a sudden he jumps on her, and I was like, where did his glove go? I was like, but it's kind of like he can like imagine it, like whatever he imagines it can go.
That's why I can't imagine how he could get defeated, but he somehow always gets caught.
Well, this is what I was gonna say. This is what makes him. He could beat any of the freaking people, because they think they beat him. Like even Freddy versus Jason.
It's like Genjutsu from Naruto.
Yeah, like he cuts his head off and he winks at him. He's like it's not over yet. Like we could keep doing this shit. And then he can do any of your shit, because I just watched a little bit of clips. He can do any of your shit in his world.
Oh yeah, well it's what if your imagination, you could bring someone into your imagination, I don't get how you could lose.
And this is what I was saying, how dumb Jason was. If he realized that earlier, he probably would have killed him way quicker. But
I think that's the point of that movie, for Freddy vs. Jason. I think that's the point, is that Jason's just a big dumb zombie.
Yeah, because he's all cutting him up.
We'll get into that. We'll talk about Freddy vs. Jason after.
Yeah, I like just the practical shit. I like how they mixed, even like you could tell they're going more futuristic stuff. Like when he stretches out of the top of the bed.
Oh man, I didn't know if that was practical or not, but that scene
it looked like it was. This is how I'll explain it. It looked like it was like two screens, and then the top part was like it was practical, but he like pushed against like a, what would you call it, like a little netting thing.
Do you mean when she's sleeping, like when he's above the bed?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you meant at the end when he comes out of the sheet, like he rises out of the sheet.
No, a lot of shit in this movie are crazy.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I meant.
Even the bathtub thing.
The bathtub. Hell yeah.
I was like, and it was stupid, but at first I was like, how did like they get that badass shot like that? Like it's shit. His hand comes out, but then this is where it went. How the frick did his hand stay dry when he brings it out? I was like, how did they do that? I
didn't pay attention if it was dry or not.
It might not have been. It's
just a glove.
Yeah, like the glove with his sweater, but like look at this shit. Like he has a sweater that's iconic. He has a hat.
Yeah.
He has his glove. He has his song. And then I was like, this dude's freaking.
That's what I'm saying. For this movie being the first one, it's so good at just establishing everything. Except for, again, the origin. Like, we don't need to know why he's a dream demon now, but...
Yeah, that's the only thing I wish I did. Maybe in the next movies they explain.
There's like 10 of them. I'm sure they do.
Because in this one, that guy does tell her, he's like, oh, there's this method where they just ignore the bad spirit and it goes away and then that's how she gets rid of him. She's like, she takes back all the energy she gave him and all that shit. So then he ends up trying to stab her, just disappears.
And what?
In this one.
On what part?
When that girl, like at the end,
right?
He's like, he gets up like that, and then she's like, "I know you're here, Freddy."
Oh yeah. Like he tries to stab her, and then he
like,
disappears. Yeah,
he disappears because she doesn't like. She took the energy back. She doesn't. She gave him fear.
What happens at the end there? Because then she just ends up in a dream anyway. So how long has she been in the dream for? Because she, whatever, true, it makes it seem like she defeated him. And then she goes outside and like her mom's there. All her friends are still alive. She gets in the car. But then
all this shit. See, that's so scary too, because it's like it made it seem like like she was in a dream, but it's really happening. Like that's another thing that's scary. Like right now. Like,
well, which parts? Because I had some questions about that too.
even in the main movie, but at the end when the car goes up and shit, like the mom's like, oh, just like
the convertible. They're in a convertible, and the top goes up, and then it looks like Freddy's sweater.
Yeah,
showing that they're still in a dream, and then
so I was like, oh shit. So it's like that. Like that's badass. Like, but what other?
There's more moments like that where I'm like questioning because there's stuff that we see.
Pretty well, the beginning starts like that too. It looks like it's like normal, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, we're in the dream, and then it's like because you know it already. But like, I get what you mean. Like throughout the movie, like there's other scenes where
it's like I can't tell. Because all right, the rules that are established in this are like if anything's like weird, it's obviously a dream.
Yeah.
But then like I think I'm kind of mixing it with Freddy versus Jason too because I watched a little bit of that. I think there's a moment on there where like the girl's walking by and then all the kids on like a wanted poster or not a missing poster. All the kids that are there, like they turn and look at her, but she doesn't see that. Yeah. We see it as the audience. So it's kind of, I'm like,
maybe it is the dream. Cause like when it's almost like, cause when she's in school too, she's like falling asleep a little bit.
Right.
So she's not completely asleep, but she's like daydreaming or like barely even falling asleep.
She's like in between.
So maybe that's what he does. Like he's like, if you even nod a little bit, dude, I already got you.
Man, this whole movie, I just felt so bad for her for like having to stay up. I was like, damn, you've been up for 7 days and you're still going?
That was in the 80s, right? When was Coke?
The 80s.
Yeah. She was a few years too early.
She just needed coffee. She just needed an espresso and she was good. She had a coffee machine. When her mom would go away, she would just pull it out and stay awake.
That's why I was like it almost seems like he wants you to go to sleep too. Like he kind of makes you tired because the mom came. She's like, "Oh, you're gonna fall asleep in the bathtub," and then she literally falls asleep in the bathtub like right after. But she sings herself to sleep in the bathtub. But she's singing Freddy's song, so it's like his song almost makes you. It's like counting sheep. It makes you fall asleep.
Yeah.
It tricks
That's
you.
true. I never looked at it like that. Yeah.
It's a freaking falling asleep and shit. Like, what's after 9:10?
Mimi's. You go to sleep.
Yeah, you're dead,
after 9:10, you go to sleep. Let me see what else here. So let's talk about the kills a little bit. There's only 4.
Yeah.
So we see Tina die on the ceiling. We already talked about that. We see
maybe. Oh, you know what? I think I figured out it's her ending. But yeah.
So we see the boyfriend get hung in jail. I guess that's like another one too.
That guy gave up so quick, dude.
What, when the cops are chasing him?
No. Well, he gave up right there too. But when that shit choked him, it choked him for like 2 seconds, and they're all walking like they were walking down the hall, and he's like, "Ugh,
I can't do it.
Screw this shit." He was like,
that's one of those moments I was talking about earlier, though, is that we see the blanket go around his neck. I don't know why I'm getting so technical with this. It doesn't matter, but we see the blanket go around his neck and then it chokes him. But it's not like he's awake and something is choking him, or it's not like he's in the dream world and Freddy's choking him, but really like the blanket's choking him in real life. It's almost like Freddy controlled the blanket in real life to choke him. So like, how does that make sense? Like, how does he control real life stuff?
Well, it's like how we are and shit like that. So that's why at the end, when the girl's searching booby traps and shit, she figured out how to use his dreams against him. So when she's putting shit, she realized, I guess wherever he takes you, like whatever you left there is still there. So if she left like keys in this thing,
but that's different. Because her plan there was to bring him back to the real world, and then when he's in the real world, those traps are laid for him. So that's a little different.
Yeah. But like when she got out of her house, she was locked in all crazy. But in the dream, she was able to get out. Like she was outside, but she was still in. So I guess it depends on like.
It depends what the movie wants to do.
Yeah, because he did show us in the dream world. He showed the girl like, I'm looking at this dude, and then like he started messing with them, and then he woke up. He woke up, and then he wrapped it and all that. But I don't know, maybe like. It could have been like maybe we saw it as him wrapping around his neck, like this is what's happening. But
it would have been. I just think like it was missing one shot of like him actually wrapping around his neck, like in his sleep, like himself, like him getting the blanket. Because we saw Freddy in the real world control the blanket, put it around his neck, and choke him.
Well, I guess another way to look at
that's not fair.
Would be is if he's asleep. He's asleep. We didn't see it. We're looking at it from the real world, like what it looks like. Maybe he was tying it around his neck and then pulling it up like that. But then obviously they don't have the money for it and all that. And then it's just better to make it look like, oh shit, like he's secretly, because if he can move you like in the real world and shit, I don't know if he can grab objects and shit. But
he shouldn't be able to. That's the thing. That's cheating. He has real world dream stuff. Or he has like dream stuff, and then he has real world ghost powers too. Yeah. That's not fair.
But I mean, he uses you to come out. Like he uses you to. So it's not like he could pop out through you, and then go get someone else. Like he's like,
all right, his powers are crazy. He got it off easy, right? Like everybody else died crazy and blood's like pouring everywhere. He just got choked.
Yeah,
that's not bad. He got off pretty easy. Johnny Depp, we already talked about, gets sucked into the bed. But what's cool about that, you see in the dream, he gets sucked into the bed. But in real life, when the mom goes in, he has the blanket over him and he has all this blood just like coming out. Yeah. So like maybe like Freddy's cutting him or something, or somehow, sucking like the blood out. Huh? Yeah, but it's not like he's actually like getting sucked into the bed. So his death, obviously it's cool. It's iconic.
Yeah.
Mom dies.
Crazy ass shit.
That's the fourth one that we can confirm died.
That's where I was saying maybe once he lands on the mom, because he like takes her away, like she's one of the ones that killed him. So let's say when he took her, it was a dream since then. And then she thought, okay, everything's normal. Because literally right after they go down, everything's fine. She opens the door and comes out. It's bright.
Yeah.
And the mom pops out. So you're like, oh shit, like everything, it must be the next day. That's what I was saying. These old movies, they just cut. Like, they're just like, you just see someone get stabbed, and then that's why when you see someone come back, you're like, oh, shit, he lived. It's because you're like, I assumed he died over there.
But we never see Nancy go back to sleep. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it never ended. Like, he made her think, like, oh, I went with your mom in the bed and all that shit.
Right.
But maybe all that was fake. Like,
that's what I'm saying. I think she never pulled him to the real world.
Yeah.
I think
he made it look
that way, and from when she fell asleep, he had her in his little genjutsu. And like you said, he was messing with her, made her think she won, and even then made her think that he went away, but then he really did come back. That's why she was like, I know how you are now. I know this is all a dream. But then makes her think that she won. She goes outside. It turns out she's still in the dream. I think that's the whole point, is that she fell asleep. She never woke up.
Yeah.
Her dad never saved her.
Yeah.
The adults suck in here.
Because if you look at it, it's almost like the dad was like, oh shit, like, do I go through the door? And shit, it's like, bust the freaking door. Dude. Like, she said 20 minutes. Come get this shit solved.
Well, that was the thing, is like every time she looked for help with her mom or dad, they would tell her, oh, yeah. But they wouldn't do, because they thought she was crazy.
So that's why I think he never came helped her. She stayed asleep. And maybe that's why when he took the mom, because she comes back. And then is her homies back too in the car?
Yeah. They're all in there.
See, so it's like that. What movie did you see? Edge of Tomorrow, when we're all saying, like, everybody's back. Like, what the hell? Like, they all died.
Well, that makes sense. We're not going to get into that. Yeah. We're not going to get into Edge of Tomorrow. Go watch our Edge of Tomorrow talk.
I saw some shit on that, and I was like, oh, damn. It's like, I do think he still has it. And that's all I'm going to say is I do think he still has it. I think he perfected the day, so nobody died.
So you're talking about Edge of Tomorrow still.
No. Well, yeah.
Right. Okay. I'm just saying because I don't know.
Yeah. So
There's throwing a lot of pronouns around. Who's he? People don't know.
He's
Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I shouldn't call him. He's Tom.
He's freaking Tom.
So Tom still has his power. I think he perfected the day, so nobody died, and then he ended up dying on that part right there. Obviously, he still has the power, so that's how we could get a part 2. But it's not versus an alien. It might be versus another country
versus zombies.
Well, the alien's gone. From what,
right?
Like I said, the alien's gone. He still has his power no matter what. Like we can live humans, all this shit. As long as he dies, the day's gonna start over. Unless somebody comes, takes it out of him. You can make it a government. They'll be like, "Hey, we figured out."
I think after we had our Edge of Tomorrow talk, I had looked it up and it looked like they were actually in discussion for doing the Edge of Tomorrow too. Like not too long ago, this was reported. Edge of Yesterday. That's better.
Oh shit. Well, like I said, so basically, if he perfected everything that day, everybody's alive, right? So that means he didn't die. So whatever happened or whatever's about to happen, he's about to die in this next like 10 seconds or whatever. So it's like now he has to figure out this whole day, and we have to get
that man's stressed.
Some guy explained it, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "That makes way more sense." Or you explained it well to where I can make it into something else because it's like they were saying, "Why did he wake up?" And he's like, "Oh shit!" Like if he just popped back, but it's like I said. If he perfected the day, he didn't die. No one else died. We had our whole shit about how many times he probably met with that girl at the cabin.
How many times he died.
How many times he probably freaking died.
Okay. Well, let me get back over here to the movie we're talking about today. Make them go watch our old stuff. How about that? Go watch our Edge of Tomorrow stuff.
Watch our old stuff.
Watch our old stuff.
Especially 2 weeks ago.
Watch every time I'm on.
Our N's and J's, our Nikes and Jordans.
I think that was already 3 weeks ago. Yeah, that was already
3 weeks.
Well, 2 weeks ago from when we're recording, but I think 3 from release. I think that makes sense. Anyway,
skip 2 weeks ago. Go 3 weeks ago.
Anyway,
that's true. It is 3.
Another really good scene in here is I like the nightmare scene with Nancy in class that we kind of talked about already.
She burns herself.
Or she burned herself to get out. Yeah, but
that was pretty smart too. I think after that he was like piece of shit. Like she was.
I don't know. See, that's what I'm saying. Like we don't get much of Freddy in here. Like we don't get much of like his perspective of just like, oh, she knows how to get out now. None of that.
That would be funny. How he's like, shit, she's gone.
She learned.
But he has no rules really. It seems like he kills, like how they say the horror movie thing. If you're a virgin and all that, like he seems like he just kills.
Oh yeah. Well, his rule is you got to be young.
Like, you're on my street.
I'm gonna kill you.
I'm gonna kill you, dude. And how often does he come out? Because it seems like Jason's just Friday the 13th, right?
Right.
Or his birthday.
I don't know. I guess always. I never thought of it like that. Just 365. He's just killing people.
They still got this kid camp going on over there.
But yeah, that scene's really cool because you see her friend in the body bag, and these girls are crazy. These white girls in horror movies are crazy. She sees her friend in a body bag, bleeding and everything, and she's just like, Tina? She just goes over. Yeah, let me go scope this out.
Well, even the Jason one, they'll go outside and they'll be like, Jacob.
Yeah.
Jacob. I'm calling you twice and I'm out of there, dude. Like, he must have got you.
Either Jacob's dead or
Jason got you, dude.
We'll just send him a text now. You good?
Yep.
No.
Now, but if they make these movies, because that's what I was thinking. If they make these movies again now, they're gonna make them all stupid. Like you can still have the phone, but it's like the CGI. They're gonna mess it up because all the kills are gonna be CGI, and that's the point.
You and CGI.
It ruins it.
But I mean,
especially stuff like this. Like by now, I should be able to walk up to you and I can say, "Whoa," and your arm just says, like you have a fake arm. Like
they could definitely still do it. I don't know what's stopping them. I don't know because I would imagine CGI is more cost effective.
Oh yeah, well the mustache.
Henry Cavill's mustache.
How much?
Or not cost effective. Yeah, it could be. It's definitely more expensive, but I think just practical takes more work. I don't know how many people are doing practical, but I'm pretty sure there's a little company somewhere ready to do it.
People are accusing the Kardashians of faking tears, and they CGI them in the show.
No, come on.
That's what they're saying. They're saying,
come on. What are you showing me?
They said, you know how much that would cost? Like, for 1-2 tears? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
That's a lot. You can't drop a fake
tear. And with as many cuts as reality TV has, they could just put little drops on, and that's it. They might be fake crying. I'm not saying they're not fake crying. I don't give a shit.
The CGI part, that's a lot. Yeah. So I was like, that's what I was saying. You know how much this shit costs? Like,
It's AI generated.
you can't spend $13 million and get a team of gore people that do it anyway. Universal does it every year, dude. Universal does it every year.
The Horror Nights crew.
Get the Horror Nights crew out there.
I think it needs to be a passion project because horror movies
Like this, The Nun, right? Or all these movies that are coming out. Do you see those at the Horror Nights or any of those?
no, those are different.
They're getting more scared of someone with a chainsaw. They don't even know who he is. You don't know his name. He's coming.
What are you talking about? Who are you talking about? You just mean like at Universal?
Yeah, Universal. They just have random people, like the guy with chainsaw,
clown with blades
with
for
skates
fingers
and shit. So it's like you're getting more scared of this person than at the theater. You're just watching it. You leave. You're like, oh, that was cool. That was a cool. He killed him.
But that's the thing is like all those movies get shit on. For some reason, people are watching them, but like critically, they're always getting shit on. All those Conjuring movies, not the Conjuring movies themselves, but like all the spin-offs.
People that watch The Purge, dude. I don't give a shit. It's the same people who watch The Purge.
And guess what? Same people that watch Paranormal Activity.
they did support it. That was a big one.
And before that, you know what they were watching? Saw.
Paranormal was bigger than freaking these shits.
And you know what they were watching before Saw? Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. It's just the main show. I don't know why we're at the place we're at, but I'm with you. I'd rather have a practical movie. I want to know why we don't have a new slasher. Like, is there just no room? That's
another thing, too. There's no, what would you call them, IPs? There's no IPs out here.
New IPs. Because, I mean, they make
new IPs out here.
They keep remaking Halloween, so. All right. We're wrapping up here. Any closing thoughts on Nightmare on Elm Street? Any other scenes or moments?
Just watching it made me salute, because I was like, oh man, I was like, Freddy, like he just gets you in your dreams and shit. But then after watching it, it's like, damn, dude, like this, like we're saying, you never know when you're in it, when you're out of it. So it's like,
yeah, there's that cool element to it. My final thoughts are I was just surprised this was actually a movie.
Yeah,
because you think like, oh, it's gonna be a cheesy like slasher.
Yeah, he's just killing people no reason.
But again, like Freddy's not even much of a character in here. He's a threat. He's definitely scary, but he's not like his own, like we know who he is, his motivations and all that. I mean, we get a little bit of that just to make sense for this movie. But he's not much of a character. He's not like the over-the-top Freddy that eventually comes out later. Yeah. Like this was legit just trying to be a movie. It could have just been a one-off and it would be a great.
It's probably, who knows? They probably say it's probably one of the best of. I mean, they probably already say that, but
yeah. But this movie's iconic.
This movie compared to the other ones that people see and shit like that, it's like maybe the same thing with Jason though too. But
that's the thing is Jason's always been kind of shitty. It's just always been fun. Like there's always been a campiness to it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This one, I thought it would be like that. It's not. It's genuinely a good scary movie.
Yeah. Well, it's because I want to say that's why Michael Myers seems like he'd be better, but Michael Myers seems like he has a story though.
Yeah. If anything,
until later, but
yeah, the first 3 Halloween 1 and 2,
he would probably be more. It'd probably be more cooler to do him versus Freddy.
Maybe if you're just talking about like quality of movie, because that's what I was gonna say. Is Halloween 1 and 2 are they're back to it. Those are sequels, or 2 is a sequel to 1. 3 they try to do something else. Yeah, because they wanted the Halloween series to be different killers or different threats every movie. 3 bombed. It's called Season of the Witch. Which, by the way, people like to talk about, like film buffs try to act like they like that movie. Or I'm not trying to say they don't, but like I feel like they try to act like, oh, that's a really good. That movie sucks. I saw that movie for the first.
I didn't even know what it was.
You don't have to. I saw that movie for the first time last year, like hoping that it would be this cool cult classic. I was like, I don't like this movie. But then it goes back to Michael Myers after that.
Oh, okay. I'll say, what's that other movie that's supposed to be all scary?
Is it
Summer?
Midsummer?
Yeah.
That's completely different. That's
that one's scary though. That one seems like it'd be like one of those movies where you're like, oh shit, like at the end it's like, and then movies do twists like that. The other crazy movie that I've been seeing pop up a lot right now is Hereditary.
Hereditary is really good.
I've been seeing little.
And you know what's funny? Like, director of Hereditary does Midsummer.
Oh, see?
There you go. You like A24 now.
There was a guy, he made a car and you turn the wheel like that and it goes forward and it goes to the side and it hits the sister's head and then the head gets knocked off. It has a magnet.
Okay, yeah. So you know about that because that's like the biggest twist.
No, I've seen the movie.
Oh, okay.
I like that one. That one's
that one's good. Midsummer's cool.
That one's probably the scariest movie since Paranormal, I would say.
Okay. That one's creepy. That one it sticks. Oh, we went to the theaters together.
Yeah, when he says
yeah,
and then he jumps out a window too.
Oh yeah.
Let's just make a horror movie called Windows.
And then everybody's just jumping out windows. Is it like The
No, it's a
Happening?
metaphor.
Is it The Happening? The one with Mark Wahlberg where
Just
they're all
like-
killing themselves?
Like the window to your soul.
Oh, very deep. That's
We're trying to get Oscars, dude. We're gonna be the first horror movie to get an Oscar.
I don't know if one's got an Oscar. I doubt it.
That's why I said it. We're gonna be the first, and we're gonna be practical. We're be like, you know how much money we saved? We're gonna tell them like we gave it to the actors. Boom.
So what do you dream?
Forget it, Tina. The point is that everyone has a bad dream once in a while. It's no biggie.
So now we're gonna compare the movies against each other. Now, normally we have 4 different categories. Well, we have our ratings. Actually, we haven't rated them, so we'll rate them in this section as well. But normally we do story, characters, sounds, visuals, and we'll have the rating of the movie. This is a little bit different. We're going to be doing the killers. We're going to be doing the kills. We're going to be doing the survivors. And then let me ask you right now. We'll decide right now. Do you want to do the effects? Because that's what's really like. That's a big thing. You want to do that?
Yeah.
And then we'll do effects. So, let me give it to you first. Who do you want to give it to killers? 'Cause I don't want to say who's the better killer.
Like them.
Who do you enjoy more as a killer in these 2 movies? Not anything else.
Before this, I would have said Jason Easy.
Okay.
I would have said Jason Easy, but that's because what I said. He looks cool.
Right.
But I'm gonna have to go with Freddy. That dude's getting jitsu up the ass, dude.
He's not fair, man.
That's what I said. He's getting jitsu. like you're like, hell yeah, I outsmarted this piece of shit. And maybe you did, but maybe you didn't know that he could spawn or whatever he does. Like maybe he's a trickster like that.
Right.
But he's just like,
And you never know when you're out of it. You can't sleep, so already you're like a
yeah, you
ticking.
can. And the longer
time's
you don't
ticking.
sleep, the more likely
Right.
you are gonna sleep. So it's like,
I was telling Jets earlier, I would give up after like 8 hours. I was like, I'm not doing
I'm like,
this.
he's killing me.
And I'm not following you around the classroom. I'm sitting right here until you come get me.
The mom had the glove and shit in her furnace.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, you guys didn't help me. Like,
That's why I hated the parents in there. Good thing we're not doing
they
characters.
knew, you got to think about how Freddy. We can't say he's a bad guy because he
Yes, he's a child
he
molester.
did his shit. He did his shit. But we got a town of people that will burn
Oh, yeah.
you. They will burn you, dude, and they will keep it secret. They went above the law and they said,
Yeah.
you know what, we're gonna burn your house.
I think the law was part of it.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I just thought it was crazy. Like, we got a crazy town of people that kept this shit secret, and the daughter's saying, like, this dude's alive. I got his hat. I pulled it out of a dream. And you know he wore this hat, and you have his claw down
Well, that was
there.
her whole thing. That was her whole little B plot character arc, was that she was just like, I'm drinking away the problems,
Yeah, that's-
until she just had the same bottle with her. She's like, you know what? No more drinking. It's so stupid.
She's like,
I'm glad she died.
she freaking died. She died laying down on the freaking.
Well, we don't know. We don't know. Because she also died by getting like sucked through like the door thing. So,
Oh, that's true.
anyway, for me, for the killer, I think I also got to give it to Freddy because he comes with that element, like you're saying, like it as soon as you see him in that first stream, it's just like, oh shit, here we go. Like I'm done. I got to either go in there and bring him to the real world. That's the only way you could kill him, unless there's like some other bullshit way later. Jason, it's just like he's gonna kill you. He's probably the more efficient killer because there's like a room of people.
He's going through.
He's taking you out like that.
He's cracking out his neck, freaking.
But if we're talking about this movie here, he is very much more human. Like I feel like I could take him. The kid killed him, so you die by kid, you suck. Voldemort, you suck.
Oh, crazy! Huh?
So yeah, we agreed there.
Twice. He got tossed up by a baby or some shit.
He accidentally killed himself. He tried to shoot the baby and then fell on his gun. Stupid Voldemort. You suck. Anyway, so that was the killer. What about, since we're on the topic, what about the kills? Who do you think, or which movie had the better kills? Now, Nightmare only has 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th has like freaking 40. It has like 12. I could run through them very quick if you want.
Well, the cast
The
is
whole,
dead.
yeah.
The cast is dead, but what? 2 people? The brother and the sister.
Yeah.
So he ran through the cast.
I don't remember how the mom died. She disappeared.
I was gonna say the dumbest scene in Jason is when he's in the hallway, and I forgot how, but he ends up on his back, and then they open the door, and then he tries to get her,
And he misses.
and he misses. He misses.
Oh no,
for
she
one.
had plot armor hardcore.
And then the brother and her are both right there. He looks at both of them. He's like,
which one?
Which one am I gonna get? And I was like, they always do this in stupid scary movies where there's just like, even Scream. I forgot what one he does, but he does the same shit where he's just like, I'm like,
see, Scream is funny. Like he's like, or Ghostface is funny because like no matter who's under the mask, he or she always acts the same. Like they're always clumsy, they're always missing, and they're human. So there's a good reason for that. Like they're usually not a killer.
And look at Scream is just another movie like Michael Myers, like Jason,
a slasher,
where they're just slashers. But here's what makes Scream different: it's a freaking horror movie in a horror movie.
Yeah,
so
it's very meta.
Yeah, so they made their own shit. That's what I'm saying. Like Chucky, he's a doll that like, so it's like everybody has their own shit. That's why I give Paranormal. I'm like, you guys got your shit. Everybody has their shit.
Everybody shits.
And now you're telling me that Jason is like a wannabe freaking Michael Myers.
Yeah,
and that
does that kill it for you now?
No, but I'm just saying, like, because like I said, he has a cooler look.
Do you prefer zombie Jason then? Like the whole like knocking him down and he gets up like the Undertaker and all that. I guess Michael does that too.
I'll say so he doesn't do that in the old ones. I like the whole like he's at a camp, like that thing too. Like Jason, right. That's Jason's thing because he's just another slasher too, but he has a camp. That's his camp. Like that's his.
He's just a virgin that's mad.
Bald one.
Bald, ugly virgin that's mad. Yeah. Without a mom.
There was just like,
but he's got a hockey mask and that's cool.
He's got a hockey mask and he's got.
All right, so what's the better kills? Do you like the volume of Jason?
I want to go Jason because he did so many different kills, but no, I'm still gonna go Jason. The only thing that ruins it, that makes me not want to go with him, is because, like I said, like right if you pause it right before or whatever, it like turns into a dummy. Another thing about Jason, when the girl is pretending, she's like, I'm gonna go under and I'm not gonna come up till you come. When she floated under, I was like,
she thought she was dead, huh?
She looked so dead. It's a damn doll. Like they're pushing a doll. There's like, because she was just. That was not.
I did not notice that was a doll. If it is, I didn't notice
That's
it.
A damn doll. And then it switches real quick, and then she grabs her and pulls her in, and then you know the scene. But like I said, it's like right before the death, they're like, stop. And then they switch it with the doll, and then boom, which is cool because
I mean they do that normally, but you're saying you can notice it, that you could tell.
Yeah, but then again, like you said, it's in the '80s. This shit was like high.
There's something charming about it, though.
You would see it on TV, and that's it. Maybe did they have VHS? Like you had to be like the VHS was out, but like you had to have money like to get a VCR.
Was that
in '84?
I don't know. I would just be guessing.
It seems like everybody had everything back then, huh? Like,
when you see it on TV, everybody has everything.
That's true too.
I mean, I don't know. I know that having TVs like in your room was weird back then. Like usually it was just like the one TV, the family TV. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it seemed like everybody had everything. Like you didn't have the newest TV, but everybody had a TV. Everybody had a radio. You had a VCR, not the best VCR. Because how they show it, like, so you'll go to the neighbor's house and they'll have like a futuristic one. They'll show it with like antennas and shit. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like,
I get what you're saying. I can't think of like an exact example,
but like that, like people had VCRs. But if you were out here getting every movie and shit, I mean, we gotta ask Erica. It's '84.
She was born in '85.
Oh, we gotta ask that.
Okay, so what was your answer?
No, Jason.
Okay,
the kills. I'll go Jason.
Okay.
I just said how I looked dumb like right before, but. Freddy's more creative with his kills, which I do like that.
Yeah,
but a lot of times you don't even see him. Like, you kind of do, but I guess it's for your imagination.
Yeah,
like because what's his name? The blood. It's like how much blood did this dude have? Like freaking
buckets. So for me, I'm also going Jason because there's like almost of funny element to some of them. Yeah. Like it's a mixed bag of
he literally just kills. Like if something's sharp, he's gonna poke you. Like he's gonna poke it. Like
he's either very like brutal, like he's gonna crush your head, or he's funny, like unintentionally funny, or like again he throws the girl out in slow motion. She flies out the window and smashes the car.
That was they. You know what they should do? You should put it. Nah, I'm gonna say you put it as a picture. But I'll say make it like the Jordan logo, but of him throwing the girl, just make it a logo, a horror movie logo.
And put it on a shoe.
Just put it
Millions.
on. Because they always have them with the knife and shit like that. It's like, come on.
It has to be like his most iconic kill, though. I don't know which one it is.
That one has slow motion.
You know which one I like from him? In Freddy versus Jason, when he squishes the guy in the bed. Yeah. I like that
And
one.
would that even kill you?
Hell yeah. Your spine, all your nerves and everything.
But you're laying right side up, right? So you would just go like you would just touch your toes, you would think.
Well, it's the other way. Like his stomach on the bed,
Also,
bend it.
okay, so yeah, he bent them backwards.
Yeah.
See,
I mean, either way, your spine is breaking.
well, the other way, it seems like you would just be like tight. You know what I mean?
So if you're on your belly,
If you're not flexible, but
if you're on your belly, you get squished. You live.
cracked. If you're on your belly.
Oh yeah, if you're on your belly,
you bend backwards.
you bend backwards, dead.
Cracked.
On your back,
If he bends you, I guess at the right.
you get.
We're just saying he just picked up the bed. He was not like right about here.
Well, on top of that,
he's an idiot.
On top of that, he stabbed him like 10 times with a machete. So,
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right, huh?
but so next up, survivors. Who are the better survivors to you?
Well, it has to be freaking.
Not in terms of like did they survive, but just who is the better
Yeah.
cast of survivors?
I would say
gotcha.
Well, both ways. I would say, I would go Jason
Okay.
because as in survivors, like
What about
Like-
you? You hated the guy that was like, he's killing me.
yeah,
I didn't think he'd actually do it. He's like, he's killing me.
But because he's just down there.
Holy shit!
Do you believe this shit, Barbara? He spent like 5 minutes down there just killing
Yeah.
him with a freaking fork.
Everybody could have got away in the time it took to kill him.
Like the amount of time he gave this guy so much time. He was like, "You're supposed to be the main character." He was just getting him just
He changed the
But-
script right there.
because the kid turns into Tommy, which I'm guessing eventually kills Jason.
Jason dies like every movie going forward.
But Tommy's like the dude, right?
Tommy's the guy going forward, yeah.
It's like freaking yeah. So since he,
But
made him,
it's just this movie though. You can't. Those movies don't exist to you right now.
damn.
You want me to go first?
You could. I'm
Because it's not even just like the
because
surviving
Freddy, it's
element.
like nobody survived.
Nobody survived. Well, yeah, but again, I guess you could take it any way you want. Because I was
Yeah.
gonna rank them just based off the cast. Like, which cast of characters did I like watching more?
Yeah, like that's what I originally thought. Like, because I would say the Freddy ones are stupid. Like, well, I mean they're not that stupid, but it's like nobody helped them. Like nobody
Right.
helped them. They told them what was going on, all that shit. The Jason one, like, oh, I'm just right here. I'm warming up some popcorn, and I turn around and he stabs me. It's like I don't have a chance to.
Here's what I'll say. I'm gonna give you my answer. I'll go first. The Jason one kind of felt bad how like some of them would die because some of them were
That's
just
what I'm saying.
innocent.
They're just chilling. Like,
Some of them were innocent, like the twin girl that didn't want to have sex with anybody or drink or anything.
Yeah, she
Like,
wanted to go home.
She just wanted to go home. She gets a spear through her.
that's what I'm saying. Like, she.
Knowing what we know about slashers, it's just for some reason, it's just okay. You have sex, you drink, and all that, you die.
Yeah.
So for some reason, like those other ones that died, like I don't feel bad for. But yeah, there's a couple in here where I was like, dang, you didn't do shit and you died. Like the girl got cheated on. She got cheated on or almost cheated on. She goes into the lake because she's sad. She gets stabbed too.
See, that's why I was like, these bastards over here
In
in
Nightmare.
Nightmare, at least they had a chance. Like they're in his dream, they're all like they're trying to fight back and all this. But in Friday the 13th, a lot of them didn't even get a chance. Like he like cheap shots them.
Oh yeah, corkscrew in the hand, machete in the face. That's the combo
so-
right there.
so it's
boom,
like-
boom.
I can't really the survivors. I would have to go with Jason, and because people actually survived.
Right.
I don't know if people. I think they all died, but I don't know if anybody survived in Friday.
So what's your final answer?
Jason.
Okay. My answer is Nightmare. Because what's her name? Nancy. Nancy was the only one that I actually gave a shit about, like, where I was just like, oh, I don't want her to die, because she was badass. She was actually learning how to deal with it. Like, she found out how to stay up longer. Like, she had to make her own espresso machine or coffee machine, whatever. And on top of that, she was reading books on, like, how to set up traps. She home aloned his ass. Nobody believed her. She was legit on her own. Even the friends, like her boyfriend from across the street, he was having those dreams. Didn't offer to help, nothing. And the one time that he was supposed to,
Fell
to
asleep.
watch her sleep and wake her up. He fell asleep.
He's in the dream too. So
Uh-huh.
listening, he
Say, what
peeps
the
out just
Yeah. I wonder if he was in there because he was asleep.
Yeah, that's why.
Is that why?
Yeah, that's why when she runs back and she's like, "Where are you?" She's outside him and he's not there.
He's like, whoa.
He's like, "Oh shit, I fell asleep, dude."
Yeah.
He went somewhere. He started, and then that was what's funny.
If that's the case, then everybody should just fall asleep together and then jump his ass.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was like,
Stomp him out.
stomp his ass out eventually. Maybe in the other one.
Yeah. Oh, there's one called I think it's like the fourth one where like they get like the cast of like all the survivors from the other Freddy's.
Power
And
Ranger shit.
Power Ranger shit. But what is it called? They have like a cool name. It's like the Dream Chasers.
Power Rangers.
Meek
How
Mill.
crazy is it?
Meek Mill and his
Dream
friends.
Chaser, the Dreamcasters.
Nightmares come true. Final category, the effects.
The effects I'm gonna have to give to freaking Freddy because he makes both of them practical and
Yeah,
like those Star Wars effects, those old ass.
I really liked the Friday the 13th effects, but then when I saw the Nightmare on Elm Street, like the next day, I was just like, damn, these effects are way better.
I mean, I think it's later in the year it came out, but you could see how much like the movies changed because when did Star Wars come out? Like 80
The first one came out 77.
77? I thought it was in the 80s.
77, then the next two, they're every 3 years after that. So 77,
Oh, okay.
80, 83.
Like no one watched the first one.
That's wrong. Everybody watched the first one. All right. So we're done ranking them. Usually we have it rated by now, but final rating. Now, it's kind of a different scale. I mean, you can rate it on your scale, whatever it's going to be, but 1 through 10.
Well, horror movie scale. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if you like grade on a curve.
We compared it to the other ones.
Then no,
It's gonna
these are two. Well,
7.
well, which one do you give a 7 to? All right, I'm going to lay it out to you like this: Friday the 13th, you first, then me. What do you give it? 1 through 10.
Regular movies, like compared to
Whatever
regular
you want.
movies? Compared against regular movies, I'll give this Friday the 13th. I'll give a freaking 8
Oh, really? Damn.
because it had a story. You see the origin.
I thought you said it didn't have a story. What happened?
No.
Friday. We're doing Friday
Oh,
first.
Friday. See, I'm mixing them up. Dude.
Friday 13th, Jason.
So okay, Friday the 13th. I'll give freaking. I'll give a 7 because
Okay.
like I said, it's an older movie, so it does good for what it is. But compared to all the shit, it don't really have a story.
That's the thing is I actually go lower. If we're not grading on a curve and it's just like compared to like all movies, I'd probably give it like a 5. And if we're grading on a curve, just on like cheesy horror movies, like the genre for what it is, I'd probably give it an 8 because it's overall the Friday the 13th franchise is just bullshit and it's fun to watch. Something like just to have on if you have people over, you're doing a horror marathon, people are like going up and down, taking drinks, you're playing Connect 4 or Uno at the same time. Something. It's perfect for that. If you're just watching it on its own and you're analyzing it and you're looking at the acting, like the acting is awful, then it would like go into that 5 realm. But if we're grading on a curve, 8 out of 10, good slasher.
I'll keep it at 7.
7 all across the board. Okay.
But this one, or Freddy, I'll give a freaking 8. Regular movies because it's like I said, it has a story. It has freaking the origin. You see all his shit, like, and obviously shit happened before that. They didn't show us, but they didn't have to explain it to us. It was real quick,
Right.
So I would give it an 8. But in horror movie world, giving it a 9.
You know what?
Because horror movies don't really have a story like that. They don't really freaking.
I'm not just trying to agree with you because I was going to give it a 9 off the horror movie.
So you need the points.
What do you mean?
5.
Oh,
So I'm going 9.2.
9.2.
Crazy.
No, just 1 through 10 people. Don't listen to this man.
Huh.
The extra points don't make any sense. People don't have 100 feelings. Sorry.
They actually do. They actually do.
Is that right?
These days.
Now the feelings have evolved. Now the feelings have feelings.
Now the feelings had
Whoa.
had babies with feelings.
Whoa.
This is good. It's double finger. If you, I watched
2 gloves, 2 Freddy
90
gloves.
Days.
You watched what?
If you do double, that's what it is.
All right.
I watched 90 Days. That guy's freaking sign language. He was telling them.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, he speaks sign language, so he showed them. They're like, "Oh, what are other things you could do for sex?" And then they did it with 1. He's like, "No, it's 2." He's 1 is something else. I don't know what that means, but 2 of them you have to do 2.
Oh, 2 like Star Trek.
Yep, boom. But they blurred it out on 90 Days. So
Oh,
I don't know if you're gonna get blurred out right there.
I'll blur it out.
I'll blur it out. You said, huh? Everybody, that's how we gotta take our picture.
Hey.
That's what you gotta do.
But it has to be a motion, you see, because it can't just be one.
Yeah.
Oh, no, never mind. It's 2 fingers, not 2 motions.
Yeah, we gotta do it.
Anyway, see, you make me sink to your level. Anyway.
I explain myself.
Nightmare. You said 8. You said 8 for regular, 9 for horror.
Yeah.
Same thing. I'd give it an 8 out of 10 only because some of the acting. Like I'm rooting for Nancy, but I love how dramatic she is. Like over dramatic she is.
They have the old screams in there too. No.
Like the stock ones or what?
Yeah,
I didn't really notice any, but
like the old acting is in all these movies. You can tell.
you mean not good? Not good acting.
Not good. It's like that's the way the movies were shot back then. Like
was acceptable.
I know you're acting. Now they're
Right.
trying to blend it with the real world almost. Stealing. What do you call it? What do you call it in
I don't know. I
wrestling?
don't know where you're going.
In wrestling, when you keep your act up outside,
Oh, kayfabe.
kayfabe. That's what they're trying to do now.
Kayfabe's dead, man.
Not in acting. In acting, those bastards. They try to. Some of them try to. Like The Rock. The Rock is freaking.
The Rock's just The Rock now.
Well, I mean,
Dwayne Johnson's
he's
just
always
Dwayne
been
Johnson.
kayfabe, huh? But like certain people, like they'll come out in the same movie. They're always the same character, and then even outside.
So that's our scale. That's our rankings. Voila.
Voila.
Final answer. And then we'll have a little Freddy versus Jason talk. Just a little bit, like 2 minutes.
Final answer. What do you
Final
think?
answer. Which movie do you like more?
Freddy.
So do I. I feel like it's not fair.
I didn't think I was. I was
Yeah.
like, man, I was like,
I still like Jason more. I don't care. I rep Jason till the day
he
I
looks
die.
cooler.
Jason's
He
better.
looks cooler, and then you take off the mask, and you're like, this dude looks stupid. Dude.
And he looks different every movie when they take off his mask. It's like they knew, like, oh, we haven't nailed it yet. We don't got it.
They still don't maybe. Like even the new Freddy ones, like he comes out, but it's like, okay, we got your song, we got your sweater, we got your hat.
We were talking about how Friday the 13th is like a licensing nightmare, but it would be cool if they made more. For Nightmare, it seems like without Robert Englund playing Freddy, that you probably shouldn't even touch it. They tried it.
How much do you think Ice Cube owns Friday? Like you can't name anything else Friday.
Ice Cube, like the movie rights? I don't think Ice Cube
just
does.
the
I'm
name
pretty sure
Friday.
whoever produced it
I
does.
can name my movie Friday too, probably.
Probably, yeah.
They should
I don't
just
see why
remake
not.
it, call it Friday.
But I mean, what for Jason for Friday the 13th? I mean, well, again, that's not a problem.
How would you like a movie of Friday the 13th, almost like Godzilla, to where we don't even see him until the end, but we see him killing people? Like you can see his shadow, and you can see like.
Well, I got the movie for you, Friday the 13th, Part 1. But it's not him at the end. It ends up being his mom. But
Okay,
that's what it is.
Well, the same thing, like that, but modern. Obviously, we have phones, we have all this shit.
right.
It's just shit. It's the cameras, is what it.
That's what I'll-
maybe
yeah.
Maybe it's not the CGI. Maybe it's the camera.
But why can't we just make a stylized movie? I mean, we could, but I'm saying, why doesn't someone make a stylized movie where it looks like it's from the 80s, but it's a Friday the 13th movie? Like, what's stopping them from doing that? Besides licensing, you know? Like, why does it have to be in 4K and we have to see every little detail, like you're saying,
Yeah.
and CGI?
There's certain stuff like I said, Transformers. Like now it's starting to look like bad, where you're like, okay,
It's looked bad for
I
a
can
while.
tell the difference. But there's some where you're like, oh shit, like this shit.
Optimus Prime is real.
Like, well, I guess Transformers isn't the craziest because it's okay, yeah, Transformers you could kind of see it, but Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I think they're
Jurassic-
just shoving too much on the screen, where before, if you just CGI one
one thing.
dinosaur at night, too, because the night looks a lot better. At night, it'll hold up, but if you do it
But-
during the day and you have like 50 dinosaurs and a volcano blowing
Yeah.
up,
But there are some movies like the new Jurassic Park, like that one looks pretty good.
the Jurassic World,
Yeah, like the way that they look with us like on the same screen. It's like, oh shit, they look.
But the thing for us,
dinosaur documentaries, and those shits look stupid
because they don't have the budget. That's what it is.
Too.
It's how you spend the budget, how much time you have to work on it, and then on top of that, even if it does look good, we have the eye for it. Like not just us, but like so many people play video games, and so many people have seen so much bad CGI.
Yeah.
We all know what CGI looks like. So for me, it just needs to look good enough. But once it looks like it's outlined, and once it looks like an effect, I'm just like, all right, not good.
Here we go.
All right, so really quick, Freddy versus Jason talk, since that was like extra credit. Did you look up anything or
just the fights? Like that's all that would really pop up.
The fights?
I couldn't find the in between stuff. I just remember
because it doesn't matter.
The main fight that would always pop up is when he cuts the thing and they're all flying at him.
Yeah,
and he's all dodging.
The Freddy versus Jason fight, the second, both of them, they're actually really, really good. Like it's pretty fun.
They use their shit like Freddy has his fight. Jason
in the dream world, and Freddy scares Jason with all the water and all that, which is new, by the way, because he swims in the lake just fine.
Well, it's because he had to put him to sleep. I forgot how he puts him to sleep, but it's some kind of gas or
they put him to sleep. The survivors put him to sleep, and then Freddy haunts him in there.
That was pretty badass because he's all hating him. Boom, he's all hating his ass.
Yeah. Hey, look at that. The CGI is not too bad on that one.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like there's certain places where you should, and then some. It seems like they're lazy, and there's like CGI.
Maybe it's too many pixels now with 4K. It's too many pixels to make CGI. Or before you just like we got 720p.
Yeah, you can't blend that shit and blur that shit.
I don't know.
Well, even like the old
not
movies,
an effects dude.
Make that shit dark.
You're getting too bold now. CGI got too good, and they're just like, yeah, we can do it whenever, and it'll look good.
Because I'm telling you, I watched like the website and shit. I don't even know if I can say it because if it promotes it or whatever. But anyways, I watched that website.
The FBI is on your ass. You're illegally watching movies?
It's an American website. It's called USA Blank. That's what it's called. So, anyways, I watched shit on there. People blow up. They do all this shit, and I'm like, they don't look like how they look on the movies. So it's like you're going way crazier on the movie, and it doesn't even look like that. Like you could stab somebody, it's not gonna be all. I know they want the blood to come out, but
I think it could look fake, but still look good. Like you could know it's fake, and it could be cheesy, and it could look way too red, but it could still look good, practical.
Yeah.
But I think once it's CGI, like that's CGI blood. It just takes it away for some reason.
Shit, yeah.
But if it was fake, and it's like, oh, that looked pretty good, it's like you give it some leeway or something. But anyway, back to Freddy versus Jason, and we got to wrap up.
And so what I was saying about that is why I say Freddy would win or makes you think he won is because Jason thought he won. Like he beats him at the end, and he's like, finally, like he's walking with his head and shit, and then we see Freddy wink, and it's like, oh man, like,
that just goes to show how much more evil Freddy is that Jason and the survivors like team up against him. Like it was just like enough. But my favorite thing about that is how cheesy, like how
cheesy,
not even that, but just like how nerdy the idea of them being together is. Because in the beginning, because I did watch like 30 minutes of it, the whole story is that Freddy has been forgotten. I think maybe the last Nightmare on Elm Street.
So he wants to go somewhere else. He's like,
no, he's been forgotten, and he can't haunt anybody's dreams since he's been forgotten. Like there's two survivors. I don't know if they're from an old Nightmare movie or what, but they're like in a psych ward or whatever. And they're not actually crazy. It's just the town put them in there because they're survivors. And they don't want anybody to know about Freddy anymore. Yeah. So they're keeping them in there, but then they escape. Yada, yada, yada. But the point of the story is that Freddy wants to be remembered. So he says, and he's narrating it. He's like, I had to go to the depths of hell. And he found Jason, who's dead too. And he's resurrected Jason's body. Again, that doesn't make sense.
He's like haunting him through him, huh?
He's using Jason to cause murders on Elm Street so that people could start talking like, oh, who is it? Who's doing this stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, is it Freddy? Yeah. So then one of the girls, like the main survivors, is like, what was the name that they were, because she overheard the cops talking about it. What was that name?
Like
and
Coco, dude.
Like Coco. Oh, yeah.
Freddy doesn't have a portrait up.
Yeah, on the, what is it called? The ofrenda?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like that, actually.
Like, goodbye, my old friend. I'm fading away.
I'm gonna make that the thumbnail.
That's one of the saddest scenes in
Coco's great
Disney history.
We're gonna rank the Pixar movie soon
because you could die. Everybody dies. We know that. This dude died in freaking afterlife, he's gone forever. Like, he's gone.
Second death.
That dude fades and shit after he sings his song. Just
that movie. Oh man, we're gonna rank the Pixar movies soon, and you are gonna be on it. It's gonna be me, you, and Misael because I know he wants to be on it.
Incredibles top 3 right now. I'm saying it. I just seen.
Oh, what a hot take.
I've been watching some clips, and the first Incredibles movie is something else, dude. That shit freaking like a lot of people say because the kid turned into the villain and all that, but like when he looks up in his computer and shit, and he sees all this shit, he's like, this dude went that crazy. He's killing.
Oh yeah,
he's killing these bastards.
It gets dark.
He's like, I saved your ass. So I finally found your ass. I'm gonna kill your ass.
Yeah,
on my island with my robots.
He's a villain.
Yeah, like that's
rank
crazy.
the villains. Syndrome, Freddy, Jason.
Syndrome.
All right,
Syndrome would have killed Freddy. He would have haunted him. He would never let it go. He's like the freaking fairies.
And when everybody's super, nobody will be.
Where's that freaking from?
Syndrome? That's his point. Is that he's making technology so he can sell it, and then once everybody's
he's the
super,
original Homelander.
I guess
he put out Vought himself.
Hey, that's true.
Hey, you need to review freaking Gen V.
All right, we're wrapping up. We're getting out of here. It's too much stuff. But yeah, that's gonna do it for us. I think the next time we do this will be in a few weeks, and I think after next time we'll take a break because I want to start using you for other stuff because you're good at other stuff, right? You don't
can be.
He can't be. He has so much potential that we need to. We're just holding you down.
Holding me to pre-2015.
We got to get you to those 200, 300 views. Besides the clips. The clips do well. But
my clips are fire. Yeah,
we need to get your podcast episode of 200, 300. I've just been holding you down on these older movies, and I get it. So we're going to release you. Unless the next one does really well, then we gotta change the strategy up. But anyway, next time we're going to be doing, we already teased it before, but we're going to be doing Pineapple Express I'm picking Pineapple Express. He's doing Superbad. I mean, I'm like technically, because we always pick one.
Yeah, okay.
Ultimately, so we both love.
I'm telling you to watch Pineapple Express. You're telling me to watch.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I'm telling you to watch Superbad.
Yeah.
We've both seen these movies tons of times. We both love both of these movies, but we've always just argued which one's better. So we'll go ahead and come up with some categories for that as well. And then after that one, we'll take a little break. And if we have another versus, whenever it's appropriate, we'll do it again. But we'll do that in about 3-4 weeks. For the rest of this month, we're doing spooky stuff. So keep it tuned. We already did spooky games. Go check that out. We're going to be doing spooky movies. We're doing creature features. And then we'll come back in November and do our shit.
Spooky TV?
Nah.
American Horror Story. I don't watch it, but I don't watch
Keep that. Lady Gaga, keep that.
Isn't it Kim?
For the new season, I think so. I think Lady Gaga's in the new one too, actually.
Well, I know she was in the old one. Maybe it's teaming up and shit.
I think she's in the new one.
I don't know anything about American Horror Story, but
yeah, I
know it's the new shit. Yeah, see, Spooky TV, you could drop Walking Dead up in there.
There's no time.
I tried. Walking Dead, I tried.
All right. Until next time.
Mochi
go, man.
Mochi go, man.
Peace out.